This is the APC Toys Angel Engine, or their version of the Transformers Prime Arcee. Very, very cool. Awesome looking box. What I did before I bought this figure, well, I purchased it, but in the store where I got it from, I had to open up the item just to be sure there were no quality issues. You know how it is with third-party products. And sure enough, there was a few quality issues here and there. Just one, actually. The shopkeeper said, oh, you better open it up because we had one returned. Because when the guy opened it up at home, the figure was literally missing an arm. I kid you not. He showed me the item. Everything was there except the right arm. An entire arm was missing. I mean, how do you miss that? They just packed it without the right arm. I don't know why. And then I opened up we took out my figure, and then I noticed that on the right leg there was like a thumbprint, which took off a bit of the paint. It was okay. It kind of gave the character personality, the figure personality, but it was a thumbprint. It was worse than that. And so we got that returned item, the one that was missing an arm. We swapped the legs. The leg popped off quite easily, so we just swapped it off, and then I went home with this. So pretty lucky. I'm glad I did that. So if you are purchasing this figure at a hobby shop, make sure you do due diligence and you check out the item first before going home. Save you some trouble. If you do purchase this one online, there's the rub. You'll never know what the contents are unless the supplier actually tells you what it is. Okay, and here is APC Angel Engine, or their version of Transformers Prime First Edition Arcee, out of packaging. And at first glance, the figure looks great, but the more you fiddle with it, the more you realize that this figure is just a display piece. You can clearly see right here that she has the correct aesthetic. I think if there's anything to say about the figure, they got the aesthetic right, because it's almost a good copy of the first edition mold. However, when you look closely, you see a lot of inconsistencies of this new metallic shiny blue paint that they have. And this is what they're boasting. This is what they're saying they're bringing to the table. We're giving it a premium color finish, and it's just not working for me. Look at that. Look how inconsistent the paint is. It really feels cheap and amateurly done. It's like somebody was trying to customize the mold and 3D printed some pieces here and there and all that. The pieces are flimsy to the point that I feel like I'm going to break the pieces the more I transform the figure. As I showed you earlier in the video, the pieces easily pop off. The plastic is very light. There's a lot of sharp edges. There's a lot of these thin pegs, that thin peg right there. And because it's made of flimsy plastic, you think you're going to destroy or break this figure apart as you transform it. So yeah, it's very wobbly. So paint's not doing it, quality's not doing it, plastic is not doing it. The only thing really going for it is that initial look you get, that initial feel you get, that if you put it on your shelf, it looks like a very cool Transformers Prime Arcee. And that's a little bit disappointing. I mean, you're paying about $38–40 for this figure, and it's just not living up to its hype. Now, he also comes with a couple weapons. These are her electro blades. They actually fit here on the back of her forearms, just like the original figure did. It's painted nicely. There's better paint apps, but again, you get to see a lot of inconsistencies, and again, it feels so cheap. Now, the instructions don't mention, the instructions only mention these blades and how to put them, but they give you also a couple other weapons. Like these are, I don't know when she retracts the blades, I suppose, but the instructions don't tell you where to put it. I tried putting it here. It kind of works, but it doesn't stay on that well. I tried putting it here. Then the aesthetic is just wrong. right? And this is really a peg hole for something else for here. And you look at all the, I've transformed her once, and you look at all that paint chipping that's happening to the figure. So you can put it right here, I suppose, if you want the blades unsheathed. So yeah, I suppose you could do that. And then there's the guns. The guns are, I mean, I tried to fit this onto other ports of transformers. It's 6mm. It's not 5mm. It won't fit anywhere because it's improperly cut. And the only way to hold her, which the instructions don't say, is you gotta remove this peg. And you gotta sort of somehow manage to slip on the gun on her open hand without it falling off. So she just doesn't hold the weapon nicely enough. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're able to hook it on for a while, it looks great. But the more you play with it, the more you try and pose her with the guns, she just can't hold it, and it sucks. And in alt mode, there's nowhere to put all these other weapons except for these two. These two, yeah, they can peg. They're going to peg in right here in alt mode. Oh. Like that. So she can kick with a blade. Like in alt mode, that's where they fit in. But everything else, it doesn't go anywhere. Ugh, paint chipping everywhere. And for some size comparisons, I no longer have my Transformers Prime Arcee figures. So here is something that's close enough to those figures. It is IDW Generations Chromia. And it's a good size. It's scaling okay versus a regular deluxe class figure. So I have her posed here with the guns in a shooting, jumping pose. Man, this figure is an absolute nightmare to pose on the flight stand. And I've somehow managed to keep those guns from falling. I don't know, they're about to fall any minute now. It's a nightmare to pose, a terrible figure to pose because the joints, the limbs just keep popping off. She's so flimsy, but this is the best I could do with the guns. And here she is posed with the blades, or the electro blades. She looks okay. I think with the blades better. I think she looks better with the blades than the guns. And now for the dreaded transformation. I'll try and show you as best I can without breaking anything off how to transform her. Okay, so let's start with the arms. I'm going to fold them this way, okay, and then this, I'm going to pop it out, fold these up, fold down the head inside. It's going to stay right there. This one's going to rotate and stay right here. To connect these chest pieces onto to form the headlamps. Rotate the waist, and then the feet. Fold it this way. Okay. Go ahead and combine the wheels. Okay, that. Fold that torso, the legs towards the torso. Okay, arms are gonna stay right here. Okay. See how fiddly this thing is. Go ahead and tab. The forearms are going to tab onto those tabs right there. Okay. Okay. And lock in those legs with these pieces. Okay. And then finally the front part. See if we can do this without breaking anything. Okay, come on. Come on, don't break. Okay. Okay. All right, and a kickstand. There is Arcee, or Angel Engine, in her Earth mode motorcycle. And so some final thoughts on APC's Angel Engine, or a third-party Transformers Prime Arcee. This figure is incredibly disappointing. I have Optimus Prime here riding Arcee. He's fulfilling his dreams of riding Arcee while Elita 1 is out on a mission. Incidentally, I thought the core class figure really fit nicely on this Arcee figure, but just really massively disappointing. The pieces are made of flimsy plastic. As such, because the pieces feel so fragile, transformation was not fun. It was an utter chore to transform this figure. The paint apps that it boasts of this new metallic, sort of bordering on chrome type of paint apps, isn't doing it for me. I think it's very shoddy. I think it's amateurish, to say the least. Paint apps was not doing. It's very inconsistent. There's a lot of quality issues, and it really isn't that great. The weapons don't work. They're great. They're wonderfully sculpted, but the figure does not hold or utilize the weapons properly. This figure was supposed to bring to the table better paint apps, better quality. It just copies the old Transformers Prime First Edition Arcee and doesn't really bring much to the table except maybe a few sculpted pieces of accessories, which really doesn't, for me, I honestly don't think it is worth the price of admission. At $34 or even $30, I'd rather use that money to hunt down and track down and pay for a minted sealed box first edition Transformers Prime Arcee. So utterly disappointing. This figure is at best a display piece. It's not a good toy. It's a shame. I think I wasted money on this one, and if I'm keeping this one, it's probably just going to be a display piece or for some comparisons and all that, but I would not recommend this figure. So my very first experience with APC toys is an utter fail. I doubt I will be getting any more products from this company. This figure is going to get a 3 out of 10 for me. I would not recommend getting it. Let me know in the comment section what you think of this new Angel Engine figure. Do you think I'm too hard on it? Do you think this is something you could purchase? Hit me up in the comments, and as always, hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. If it's your first time here, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.